lot can happen in just 1 second. Winning goal, winning save, perfect tackle, clever flick, good call from the ref, great shout from the line. The county title, after 30 years, a long wait over, just 1 second. It's a game of seconds. Glorious seconds. Genius in split seconds. They're great players. Just 1 second. The difference between a good decision and a bad one. A lost temper, frustrated shout, that gut reaction. We've all done it. And we're never proud. But we can do better. We all can. Sideline, dressing room, meeting room, all places of passion where split-second decisions are made. Good ones, bad ones, some days not so calm ones. It's instinct, we know, because we love it. We just don't think. But we have to. Of others, of our players, of our game. Think before we act.
Take a second, catch your breath. Collect yourself, don't regret. Take a second to make the right call for ladies Gaelic football.
Welcome to Park Esler, sunny Park Esler, for this Ladies Junior Football Championship group game between Down and Kilkenny. It's an interesting lineup we see on the far side there. Kilkenny appear to only have 14 players, but we will come to that in a moment. I'm joined today by Gráinne McCleary, former Down star, of course, in the past, and delighted to have you with us today. You'll be aware of these protests. Life was a lot tougher when you were playing, and you can understand what the players are thinking.
Yes, absolutely. I think we've seen this up and down the country in the last couple of weeks.
We've a run of in first though. And you can understand, Gráinne, we're just saying there about the protests, about the situation or whatever, and it appears that, Kilkenny are heading back in again, and this seems to be the protest today or whatever, and it's their call, whatever the players are doing. Both sides seem to be heading in. The worrying thing from a Kilkenny point of view, they only appear to have the 14 players here.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. As you say, I think we all agree with what the ladies across the country are standing for. I think it says United for Equality across their t-shirts. So definitely, I think that all players, past players, and supporters will be supporting the girls and what they're doing. But yeah, as you say, I'm not sure what way Kilkenny are really going to line out here with the 14. They don't appear to have brought any substitutes with them, so it's going to make their task all the more difficult today, so we'll see what happens.
Absolutely. We will start with the Down team though. There's a couple of changes to their starting 15, and number 1 is Amy McGivern in goals, where number 20 is Erin Sands, 21 is Eva McCardle, and number 4 is Orla Boyle. Natalie McKibben, number 6, captain of Fornia. Megan Doherty comes in at number 6, and Orla Duffy's at 7. In the midfield partnership of the two Aoifes, Aoife Laverty and Aoife Keown. At number 10, it's Niamh Scullion, Vivian McCormick at 11, and Leisha Duffy at 12, who's been a key component for this side through the Ulster campaign, of course, and now in the All-Ireland series. One of the key scorers, Amy O'Higgins, wears number 17, Natasha Ferris at 14, and 15, Niamh King. Good victory against Sligo last day out. That was an important victory to get the group started.
Yeah, definitely. I think Down built up a good lead, and then I think they maybe conceded 8 or 9 points in a row, and Sligo got back into it, so maybe the scoreline didn't really reflect the game as much as it as the game sort of played out, but they'll be delighted they got the win with it anyway. That's the most important thing at this stage.
Well, Kilkenny, who lost out to Limerick, heavy scoreline in that one, that conceded 7 goals in that contest. Niamh Sheehy starts in goals with Eva Collins, Eilish O'Neill and Becky Lomax on the full back line. Laura Phelan, Amy Bergen and Sarah Smith is the half-backs, with Anna Duhaney and Elaine Luller at 8 and 9. Kate Purcell's at 10, with Kate Furlong at centre forward wearing number 11, and Kim Ryan wears number 12. Ciara Doherty is named in the starting 15, but there is only the 14 that we've seen at this stage, and she is we're named at 13, but we don't think she's there. Niamh Gillan then is at 14, and Jennifer O'Keefe is at 15. If they only have then the 14, it puts an awful strain on the team, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. And as we said, it will be interesting to see what way they line up. I'm not sure that I have seen a county team line out with 14 players before, so we'll see here now. The girls are just taking the field. The Down girls have just come back out again.
Well, I'm just quick head count. I can only see 14.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13? 14. Over on the far side.
Yeah.
I'm starting to panic there myself there. But it's tough on those players. And credit to them for taking the field, because at club level, sometimes you see a team saying, well, we're not going to line out, the full, we just have the numbers or whatever, and another team makes the compromise. This may be the case here today as well. We'll wait and see.
Yeah, well, we'll see. And as you say, like, fair play to the 14 girls. You know, I think they haven't had a very easy season. They had a tough campaign in the league. They had a tough day out against Limerick. So it's not easy for these girls to keep showing up and keep playing. So it's brilliant for them to. It's a long journey down from or up from Kilkenny as well. So fair play to the girls for travelling down. They seem to be lining two in the full forward line there.
15, I think. Yeah, Kilkenny just have the 2 in the full forward line, and that will be Niamh Gillan and Jennifer O'Keefe. We're about to get underway here at Newry. There's been some heavy showers over the last couple of hours. It will make the conditions underfoot pretty greasy, that's for sure. And, well, overhead there's a bit of cloud gathering now behind us, and the showers have been rolling in quite substantially through the afternoon. Sinead McHugh is the match referee this afternoon, and it's going to be very, very difficult for this Kilkenny team. But we wait and see how the game develops down on the offensive right away. And the numbers hard to see with the shine on the jersey from the sunshine, and we're glad to say there is a bit of sunshine as the ball goes out this right hand side. Bit of work to be done. Kilkenny trying to get numbers back quickly just to try and relieve the early pressure, but an opportunity perhaps already for Duffy, and she puts that one wide. Bit of a let off at this early stage, but it's going to be a very difficult game for Kilkenny, we'd have to say that.
Yeah, it will be, and I think for a lot of the games throughout the league and even in the championship so far, Down have tended to play an extra sweeper back in defence, but they obviously today they'll not need that, so they'll maybe try and push on a wee bit more, which will make it all more difficult for Kilkenny. Perhaps
a bit more freedom as well as the ball goes out that far side. An early opportunity here for Niamh King.
Looked over the bar.
The umpires haven't signalled anything.
I think maybe she's given a free kick.
She's given the free, yeah, she's called it back for the free kick. Well, Down, of course, did claim the Ulster Junior title a few weeks ago at Sonny Moy. Good performance in that one against a fancied Fermanagh, and they could end up, of course, meeting Fermanagh again in the latter stages of the Junior Championship at national level. This one drops in, and well, as you'd expect, that one has been comfortably popped over the bar there by Natasha Ferris.
Yep, no problem to Natasha Ferris, that one. I think, as you say, Fermanagh yesterday had a good win over London, so they've secured their spot in the semi-finals now, so Down will be hoping to top the league.
Well, that's it, and I suppose you want to avoid Fermanagh in the last 4, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Potentially an All-Ireland final awaits. This is promising from Kilkenny. They managed to get the ball out on that far side. Nice run from Gillan on the far side. The Down goalkeeper making strides out the park, Amy McGivern, but not required. She's retreated back to her goal line. Kilkenny trying to move the ball through the phases of play. Down have everybody back near enough behind the ball, though. It's quite obvious that they are playing a system where they get everybody back really quickly.
Yeah, we have seen them do that throughout the season, and even the fact that they're playing against only 14 players today, they've decided still to stick with the same system, so I suppose that's a bit of consistency for them.
Kate Furlong with this free just outside the edge of the D, drops it in. And she drops this one wide, and an early opportunity for Kilkenny to get in the score sheet goes awry.
I suppose probably whenever they're playing with, it was a difficult free, it was quite far out there, but I suppose they're probably going to need to try and make sure they take those opportunities that they get, because it might be difficult to.
The breeze appears to be blowing in favour actually off Kilkenny in the opening half. Look at the flags around the field here, but it's Down on the offensive, down this right hand side. Nice pass there to Orla Duffy. Duffy inside, and bit of work still to be done. And then moving it through the phase of play again. Shot comes in, it's going to drop away wide. And early nears maybe from Down in this one. You would think, looking at this game and looking at the 14 players they're up against, of course, in terms of numbers in a way, that should be a straightforward enough contest, but put themselves under pressure. Kilkenny there. Niamh Sheehy's kick out doesn't make much in the way of ground, and I suppose goes out, as they would say, on the 22 near enough. It didn't certainly make the tracks anyway, as the ball goes into the centre once again. This is promising here for Doherty. Doherty over the top, an opportunity. And that is flashed in, and that is flashed over the bar, is it?
No, that's wide.
A wide ball was,
wide
yeah,
from
from
right
the
post.
Amy O'Higgins.
I think that's 3 chances now
Yeah,
Down have had. That,
three wides already, yeah.
but maybe from here they didn't look as difficult, but I suppose when you
There
do
is
look
a
at those
breeze.
flags, yeah.
There is quite a strong breeze there, and then when the rain comes as well, it's certainly blowing into your face as well.
Yeah, it's good battling by Natalie in there.
Ball out that far side and down. Get or Kilkenny get the free. Kilkenny in the familiar Cats jersey, of course, amber and black, and then they're on the run here now, this far side, but an awful lot of work to be done in the free kick awarded there on that right hand side, and an opportunity here for them to try and engineer something. It's left to Kit Furlong. Perhaps she will go for this again.
Yeah, it's a little bit closer in than the
She's
last
actually
one.
decided to fire it into another on that far side, and that other is Kit Purcell.
Be
She
a
will,
nice settler now if they were able to.
yeah,
get a
if they
score,
could
yeah.
get a score here just to settle themselves into this contest. It's going to drop in, and it
Good
does drop over the bar, and a good score.
Yep, absolutely. And we did say there that maybe getting the free kicks, they would need to make sure they were taking advantage of them. So that's a good start for Kate Purcell.
They'll be happy with that. Goalkeeper McGivern about to hit this one out that far side. Still work to be done to get the ball up the park again, but they're confident with it. They have a system and it's operating the way they want it to. Backer comes on that far side. The shade on the back of the numbers of those down jerseys. Nice ball over the top inside there to Laverty. The run continues through the centre here for Down, and they just open up that Kilkenny defence with the ball on the far side. Shot comes in from distance, and this time it's steered over the bar by O'Higgins.
Yeah.
No problem to her.
No, that'll be a nice one to settle. Amy there, she came on in the Ulster final and scored 2 goals and a point, I think. So it's just kept her place ever since then. So she'll be happy with that one.
And one of those new faces coming into the setup, of course, as well over that couple of years. This is promising from a Down point of view. They just seem to be able to control everything that comes their way. The defence so assured of their own game plan. Laverty done well to dig that ball out in that far side, and then the runs on once again out the opposite direction. O'Higgins inside to the full forward there, Natasha Ferris, and that goes over the bar. Route 1 really, and it's going to work for them if they continue to do that.
Yeah, definitely. It was a great ball in there by Viv into Amy, and then lay off to Natasha and straight in front of the goals. You'd expect her putting them over the bar, but yes, as you say, it's sort of the way Down have been playing. They've been working the ball out well from defence, and a lot of support from the girls coming out the half back line. That's the way they'll want to keep playing today.
And they're moving it around on that far side with plenty of ease as well. Laverty through the centre, she looks to see as her options on. There's always a runner coming each side of her. Nice ball through the centre. Still a bit of work to be done there. Kilkenny having to struggle back to try and get possession of the ball, but it's just opening up like the proverbial can. Shot comes in from the right, and that one once again steered over the bar by O'Higgins, who's had a bright start.
Yeah, she has, and this is difficult for the Kilkenny girls at this stage whenever Down are starting to pass the ball around, because never mind with 15 players, it's hard with 14 players whenever you're just chasing after the ball. So they'll be looking to get their hands on the ball and maybe try and take a bit of the momentum out of the game for Down, because if Down get ahead of steam up now, it's going to be difficult for Kilkenny.
We haven't even played 8 minutes in this contest, and it's Down 4, Kilkenny 1, and just 2 attacks really on the board so far for Kilkenny. 1 wide, 1 scored, and they can't just get the ball over the halfway line at all. It comes down this near side once again. Picked up by Keown. Always a target. Nice ball inside, opportunity for the first goal. Saved by the goalkeeper. To be fair to her, she done well. Second bite of the cherry is turned into the net, but you'd have to give the goalkeeper there, Niamh Sheehy, plenty of credit. She done well to try and hold that one out.
Yeah, fair play to her, she did well. It's a good stop there initially. Unfortunately then the ball just happened to fall back to Natasha again, and from Kilkenny point of view, that's the last person you want the ball to fall to right in front of the goals, because will make no mistake from there.
Absolutely, and bright start from her so far. A goal and 2 points, and 2 points from O'Higgins as well. As you said, key performance in the Ulster final. Got the scores when they were needed.
Two clubmates of mine there, Amy and Natasha, so it's good to see them getting scores up.
And that's to say, of course, you're still playing a bit of football yourself, so
Trying
there's a
to.
bit of an injury at the minute, but you'll be, I'm sure you'll still like to be wearing that down jersey though.
Absolutely, yeah.
There's no doubt
Wouldn't have the
about
legs
that.
for that now.
Especially with the crop coming through as well, the crop of young players.
Yeah, they really are. Yeah, they've got a good underage, good minor team. There's
Oh, another opportunity, and credit there to the defender. She tried to keep it out, but it is turned to the net. To be fair to the referee, she's back in to talk to the umpires there about that one.
I'm not really too sure what part of the body it came off there. I think it just sort of seemed to be bundled in somehow. Maybe the referee's just checking it wasn't thrown or something.
Just watching here with the field class. It's always useful to have them on a venue like this because you're so far away in a big county ground. Don't know who actually got the final touch. There was 2 down players come in there, and the goal has been given. Are you any wiser who got the final touch?
I think Niamh King maybe passed the ball off to Natasha. Natasha will claim it anyway.
Well, that's well, we'll not argue with you. There's no doubt about that there, because you can't argue with a woman anyway at the best of times, as you know.
You can try. You might win though.
No, that's it. Brainsford especially know their football not part of the world, and the ball loose through the centre. The benefit of the doubt is with the Kilkenny player. The free kick's taken quickly though, and immediately traversed back up the park again, and you could see a real goal fest here this afternoon. As we said, 7:21 I think they conceded Kilkenny against Limerick, who at times we believe were out of sorts, but certainly there's no doubt about this Down team this afternoon. They're far from out of sorts, although that one there seemed to curl well wide away to their right hand side. And an opportunity today as well, Grania, for the likes of the management team there, you know, to bring on new players, to give them all a wee chance.
Yeah, definitely. They have, I think, the whole way through the campaign this year, the management team have been very good at giving girls opportunities and bringing people on, because really no matter how much you train, girls want to be playing matches, and that's where you get to show yourself for the next day. So
Duffy,
score from Alicia.
No problem to her either.
No.
She knows where the target is, always has.
Yeah, she has. Trusty left foot. Played against her many times in club, and you don't like to see her coming in on that left foot. So.
Well, this is certainly one-way traffic, just a 1 point in the board for Purcell. As the ball goes out this right-hand side, the kick out easily collected by Orla Duffy. Back inside again, the opportunities continue to come here for Down. Well read there by a defender, and it's going to be averted with Eva Collins. Nice ball inside. Takes it back to her full back there, O'Neill, and they're trying to move the ball up the park. It's certainly not easy, and when you are only with the 14 players, but certainly from my point of view as well, you may see it in club level, but it's not often that I've never seen it at county level, Grania.
No, I don't think I ever have seen it at county level myself either. You know, sometimes you see it at club level, and then both teams might agree to go down to play 13 or whatever.
Purcell inside, opportunity here for the full forward, Niamh Gillen, but again the danger averted, and that Down defence so assured. There are great performances in there. A couple of new faces, Erin Sands and Eve McCardle there in the full back line, and certainly working hard as Kilkenny try and come back out with it again with Phelan. The options limited though. Sarah Smith tried to take it up the park there, but there was little for her around her. Pass out this near side, but they're battling. That's the one thing about them. They're not going to drop their heads. They're going to keep battling away here, keeping the game alive in the county of Kilkenny.
They are, certainly is. It's difficult. You know, you get tired, and so many of the girls are getting pulled back, so it's hard to have a target up there whenever you're only playing with 14. Opportunity
for another goal there from Ferris, but to be fair, the defence got back in again. They dug it out from basically the goal line, and now they have a chance to move the ball up the park again with Smith inside there to Phelan. Smith was the target, but it didn't make her as Laverty launches it long once again, or Aoife Keown launches it long once again. Another opportunity here. Jinked away from the keeper and easily turned to the back of the net for another goal. And, well, one-way traffic it is. We always sort of expected it was going to be a very, very big scoring game, that's for sure. And a hat-trick already on the board for Ferris, even though you're not sure, but we'll give it, we'll certainly give it that one for sure. No doubt about that one.
Yeah, definitely no doubt about that one. Unfortunately, probably from a Kilkenny point of view, I think Down are going to continue trying to get the scoreboard up, so it could be another one.
Again, blocked by the goalkeeper, to be fair there to Sheehy. She done well. And you have to say that the Kilkenny defence have dug in. They've nearly everybody back in there around that wee square. And they're all digging in to try and keep the ball out and keep the scoreline down. It is 3-5 to a single point at this stage. But they're battling hard. It could be worse. It certainly could be worse as we hit the 15th minute almost. The high ball comes in. Umpires look and umpires signal. We have 5 wides already. 3 goals and 5 points scored. And it does Down no good either, an outing like this. It gives players a run out, perhaps, yes, and a chance to get scores on the board. But really, you're not really in the intensity of a big championship game. It's like somebody you're going to meet in the Northern Ireland semi-final.
No, it's not, and I think probably from a Down point of view as well, like if they can get the win, they'll probably not take too much else from the game. Nothing really else they probably can take from the game is get the win, and then.
Oh, that was a goal chance that spun in and spun wide. But you're right, yeah, because, and the golfing class between the two, even at this stage, Division 3 and Division 4, it's massive. Kilkenny finished the league with no points on the board, and it's certainly not easy for them here this afternoon, but they haven't dropped the heads, as we said. They're working hard as Duhaney tries to come away with it, gets it out there to Purcell. Their score so far. Doesn't make the target though, and it's intercepted again inside by Duhaney. Does well. This is better from him. Purcell interchange play with Furlong. Takes it back once again, and again Kilkenny. Limited numbers up, to be fair there to Gillen. She's screaming for the ball in the full forward position. Eva Collins has made a run as well. It's a loose pass, and it's easily intercepted in there and easily taken away there by Aoife Keown. One of the two Aoifes in the midfield partnership today for Down here at Park Esther. Great to be using a county facility like this. There's no doubt about that for the Down girls. And pitch absolutely immaculate as Down go on the offensive here once again. Pass inside, an opportunity for Ferris. The return pass inside. Shot comes in. That's a cracking goal there from Vivian McCormick. Lovely piece of interchange play. And no greed at all from Ferris. She could have went on ahead herself, but she slotted the ball across to McCormick. And, well, shoe in really, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And it just, I suppose you can tell the extra player there as well. Like, Viv seemed to have a lot of space out there on the wing. She was all by herself, and then went to the 1-2, and that was a great finish there.
And when you look at Down, they're just, or Kilkenny, every time they get the ball in the halfway line, they have to try and track back, or try and get everybody forward, because they've everybody already back, and it's certainly can't be easy.
No,
that's for sure.
When Down are attacking at pace as well, like it's hard for the Kilkenny girls all to try and push forward, and they know as soon as it's turned over, Down are going to try and look to move that ball quickly. So it is very difficult. And Down, you can see there's nobody inside the 45, not even the Down goalkeeper on the other side of the field. Down seem to just be sweeping up everything around that midfield, and it's hard for Kilkenny to get past even that level.
Kiva Stone and Peter Lynch over there already warming up players, obviously contemplating changes in this one, and just keep players warm, I suppose, at this stage. Conditions completely changed from the last couple of weeks as well for a lot of these players, because last year I'm sure it was quite warm, it was hot indeed, but it's certainly a bit cooler today, more appealing for players to play a bit of football, and that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. More what we're used to. I suppose there was some girls
that's
playing
it,
20 odd degrees of heat, and we wouldn't be used to that. We wouldn't be acclimatised to that at all. It's a good score.
Press hits that one. The umpires have a long look at that one, but it was always over the bar. And Ferris is the key score getter this afternoon. That one from a free. Their first free, incidentally. 4-6 to a single point. Ball out that far side. Kilkenny can't take a grip on it, and again down go in the offensive on that far side again. Player inside is O'Higgins. It's left though on that far side, and it is on the board. It is on the scoreboard, and that was a fine point there from that far side.
That was great. I think it would be Neve King, was it? Who got
I'm just trying to see who
I
that
think
was.
it was Neve King who got the
She had an
score.
opportunity there to pop the ball inside, decided to go alone, and it was the right option.
Yeah, absolutely. She's more than capable of taking her own score, so I think whenever the scoreboard is as it is, definitely right, take the point there.
And no pressure on her.
Yeah.
No pressure on her whatsoever. And Kilkenny through Purcell trying to break out here once again. She's been tireless in her running, there's no doubt about that this afternoon. She just runs into a red wall in front of her. And down, of course, former All-Ireland intermediate champions, junior champions in the past as well, and most recently Ulster junior champions, keen to progress at the All-Ireland stage. Sligo, of course, former intermediate side as well, beaten last week convincingly. Not maybe convincingly, but certainly with a bit of aplomb in the latter stages, and plenty of some good scores in that one. But this is going to be a big score again. And to be fair to Ferris, she hits that one well wide. But
yeah, I think she'll probably be disappointed. She'd done well to get herself into that position, and normally they'd be going over the bar.
you were saying, Grania, that the score difference is going to play a part potentially in the top. Who's going to win who's going to win the group?
Yeah, I think so. So at the minute, Sligo are playing Limerick today, so there's another great
That's
finish.
another great goal there from McCormick.
Yeah, so if Sligo win that game, then it'll come down. It could be a three-way tie between Sligo, Limerick and Down. So obviously you're trying to get as favourable a draw as possible for the semi-finals. So yeah, unfortunately for Kilkenny, Down will be looking to get the score difference up just in case it does come to that, because obviously they don't know what's happening in the other game, so they need to make sure they take care of business themselves.
Some good teams still in the competition, of course. No Antrim this year. Antrim, of course, out now in the intermediate grade and performing well. Those quarter-finals next weekend, brought to you here on Ladies LGFA TV, and we're looking forward to a couple of cracking games next weekend without doubt intermediate level. The semi-finals to come in the All-Ireland junior grade as well, and well, big victory yesterday, of course, in the senior competition for Donegal over Meath. More about that, of course, all available on the LGFA website. Jackie Cahill keeps us well informed of all the activities as Kate Purcell tries to break the line in the far side. The clouds roll over once again. Here has been no rain since the start of this one. Underfoot, though, certainly still damp from that earlier shower. And Purcell, who got the early point for Kilkenny, about to try and pop this one over again, trying to judge the breeze that is behind her. They could do with a big score, but certainly that's going to drop in, and that is going to drop over the bar.
Yeah, another good score.
She's been very, very busy, Grania. She's worked hard, to be fair to her.
She definitely has, yeah, credit to her. You can see her working she's trying to get that ball from the midfield. She's trying to link things up to the forward line, and she's got herself 2 good scores from frees there.
My stopwatch has died, so I don't know. I've lost a year, so you stop watching there, stop watching the board, not even on
It's
either.
not on, no.
No, well, we're all right. We'll be okay. It's at this stage, it's 5-7 to 2 points, and I would say it's about 20 odd minutes gone off the top of my head. You'll see it in the top corner there of your TV screen, but did drop it earlier on, so may have some effects on it. So screwdriver required, perhaps, or else it could be through out of the car on the way home. Goalkeeper up there, going to have a go.
Good score.
And that's an interesting one. It's not often you see a ladies goalkeeper scoring from play, but Amy McGivern has, and I think that's one of the first I've seen.
Amy actually would be an outfield player.
Yeah, you would know. Is that wee touch about her?
Yeah, the way she took that score, you could tell. So that's the forward in her, getting up the field and getting the score. Very good soccer player as well.
But, I suppose in men's football now, and we've seen it, of course, in the men's game over the last 24 hours, those goalkeepers, the likes of Rory Begg and Niall Morgan, all striding up the field, all having a go. And, well, there we are. We've seen it in ladies football now as well, and she's going to get another chance here. She picks the ball up on the halfway line, lays it out to the right-hand side. You see, some of these goalkeepers maybe aren't able to do that, but she's certainly well capable. As McCormick goes forward here once again, McCormick drops it in and drops it over the bar. Comfortable score from Vivian McCormick. Good performance from her so far. She's always been an out, and certainly she's doing well, Vivian McCormick.
Yeah, she's taking a couple of very good scores there. I think Orla Boyle was the furthest player back from down, so I think she's called Amy back. I don't think she wants to be stuck back there on the goal line, so I think Amy's making her way back now.
Of course, McCormick, one of the veterans of the side, of course, been around the block, the Breda player. The ball breaks out that far side once again, picked up by Laverty. Launches it long, route one out that far side, trying to get Neve King away. And again, this is down, rolling through the gears. Takes a hit, knocks it away. An opportunity for another goal, and it is off the post. And that's a let off for sure there, Grania.
Yeah, a bit of a rocket there from Amy, but Kilkenny will be glad to see that one coming off the post.
Well, Kilkenny try to get the ball up the park once again, but life is proving difficult for them. The referee calls it back for a free.
Even as you say, that breeze seems to be favouring Kilkenny this half, so you would imagine that in the second half, whenever they're playing against that, they'll find it even more difficult because they just don't have the players inside their own 45 to get the ball into, so they're having to carry it, and it's difficult whenever down have an overload of players around the middle.
And then, of course, you have no changes able either.
Yeah.
And that's tough going. There's no doubt about that as the ball goes back. But credit to them, and that's all we can say. Credit to them. They've turned up here. They're playing a match that we're always unlikely to win against the downside from a division above. An Ulster Championship one inside, of course, as well. But credit to them. They're battling away and have an opportunity for another score here. Away to her left-hand side from Purcell. Drops it in, drops it over the bar. Good score.
Yeah, another good score. She's hitting the frees there from both sides and hasn't missed one yet. So
good record, 100% record.
100%, yeah.
And
any free taker would take that record.
You're right. As McGivern steps up to hit this one. Referee just signalling where it's to be taken from. Ball back in again, and the Connacht player has to steady herself and engineer the kick out once again. Always just seems to be that extra down player, despite the fact they do have the extra player on the park, but there always seems to be someone looking for a loose pass or loose ball or the pass out or whatever. Good run down this near side from Nisha Duffy as well, if it comes her direction, but it's where it certainly comes this side. We're on the opposite side, of course, from the stand here at Park Esther. Orla Duffy drinks away from her marker. She maybe fancy her chances. Referee gives a free, but the play continues. Will the referee call it back? She's let the play continue. Opportunity comes from distance, and it is popped over the bar from Neve King. And a good play from the referee.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, she saw the foul and played advantage, and Down got the score. But I mean, it is really good play from Down in the forward line, but it is just too easy as well. Like, you wouldn't want them to be getting used to this because they'll be going into a much tougher test next week whenever they're playing Limerick, and I know we can only play what's on the field, what you're against, but it is a little bit too easy.
I was just looking there as well, Granny. There's a few younger looking players there even for the Kilkenny side.
Yeah, definitely.
That
they do
popped
look
over the bar again.
Good score.
That's a nice score, wasn't it? That was Megan Doherty, yeah, the captain. Yeah, there looks to be a few young ones.
Yeah, there does, and like I know we've said it, but it is they've taken a couple of very heavy defeats throughout the league and last week again. So
it has to be demoralising, but at the end of the day,
you have to keep showing up as well. Like,
they're keeping the game going.
Yeah.
As McGivern makes another roving run up the park again. Nice ball over the top out that far side. Does O'Higgins keep it in? She does. Shot comes in from distance. Umpire signal. Referee goes for the notebook, and that one is turned over the bar once again. And good score from Natasha Ferris. Good vision again, though, from the players around her. And that's maybe something that we can take out of this game. The fact that the vision's there, quality of passing is good.
Yeah, it is. And you can tell that there's sometimes whenever You get a bit of a head steam up that girls can be a little bit selfish and start wanting to take their own scores all the time, but girls are passing the ball about there and giving it to the girls in the best position to be getting the score, so the management will be pleased with that.
Purcell is getting a free, and she wanted to take it quickly. The referee indicating it has to come back though, and Jennifer O'Keefe has to go and retrieve the ball. Conditions for football today, certainly sunny, bit of a breeze blowing, there's no doubt about that there. Temperature down from the last couple of days, and it's the referee giving a yellow card there. Has she? Gum shield there for Erin Sands. Excuse me, but she was sent to the sideline for that one.
They're working really hard. Like the Kilkenny girls are working really, really hard. Like, you know, whenever they had that free kick there, you saw a couple of girls moving off the ball as well for it. So, and in defence, they're outnumbered, but they are still working really hard.
Working tremendously hard, there's no doubt about that there. The ball on the far side, an opportunity here to try and close in on goal. Referee gives the free from close range, and Purcell, you would expect to step up and hit this one once again.
Yeah, you'd expect this to make it her fourth.
She's done well so far, certainly the best player that Kilkenny have on show this afternoon. Dropped in, and the umpire gets the white flag and signals it has went over the bar.
The breeze seems to have died completely there now, so
yeah, it's just
it'll be interesting to see how it goes the second half. There's half time.
Maybe it's going to benefit them, perhaps, as the referee does blow the half-time whistle. 5-12 to 4 points. You'd expect a few changes in the second half.
Yeah, you would imagine, well, Kilkenny obviously can't make any, but you'd imagine Down will try and give some more girls a run, get them a little bit of football time, competitive football, so you would imagine see some changes maybe now at half-time. Comprehensive,
all over the park, comfortable, but you'd have to feel for the opposition.
Yeah. Definitely,
no doubt about that. Half time here at Park Ezra. We'll take a break in this All-Ireland Ladies Football Championship, Junior Football Championship group stage game. Final group game, of course, in Section 2. It is down 5-12. Kilkenny 4 points here at half time. We're back with live exclusive coverage here after the break.
That can happen in just 1 second. Winning goal, winning save, perfect tackle, clever flick, good call from the ref, great shout from the line. The county title, after 30 years, a long wait over, in just 1 second. It's a game of seconds. Glorious seconds. Genius in split seconds. They're great players. Just 1 second. The difference between a good decision and a bad one. A lost temper, frustrated shout, that gut reaction. We've all done it. And we're never proud. But we can do better. We all can. Sideline, dressing room, meeting room, all places of passion where split-second decisions are made. Good ones, bad ones, some days, not so calm ones. It's instinct, we know, because we love it. We just don't think. But we have to. Of others, of our players, of our game. Think before we act.
Take a second, catch your breath. Collect yourself, don't regret. Take a second to make the right call for ladies Gaelic football.
Welcome back to Park Ezra in Newry as Down make their way back onto the park again, very much in control in this game. 5-12 to 4 points. The scoreboard to our right hand side as we look out Reeds. And we got a bit of a shocker because Kilkenny had only brought 13 out there, but they have now the complement of 14. Still a player short though, which is sad to see, but credit to them, as we are just saying. Grania, who I'm joined by Grania McCleary this evening, and we're just saying off air, credit to them. They've worked hard and you know, keeping things going. It cannot be easy. Yeah,
they have worked hard, and you always have to work hard, I suppose, whenever you're down a player, but to be down a player for the whole 60 minutes is very tough. But yeah, they've kept at it. So again, playing against that win now in the second half, they are going to have to work that little bit harder, maybe, and try and
you get the timer going anyway this time, Granny. We ran out of time the last time. We didn't miss much now, in fairness, but very much comprehensive performance. Natasha Ferris has 3 goals and 4 points to her name, and Vivian McCormick 2 goals and a point. Leisha Duffy with a point, and Niamh King with a couple of points as well. Amy O'Higgins with a couple. Certainly solid performance. All the scores coming from Katie Purcell as the second half does get underway. We'll wait to see if there are any changes, but immediately Down go in the offensive, keen to get on the scoreboard here once again early on. Opportunity here for the big midfielder. That is Aoife Keown. She just couldn't get enough purchase in the ball there. The defence come across. It will be a free, but it was an early opportunity there for another goal as the ball's handed back there to Natasha. Try and pop this one over the bar, and well, certainly very much one-way traffic in the first half, and this will just signal probably what we're going to expect in the second as well, and it is popped over the bar.
Yeah, it was
good
good
chance though.
Yeah, a good break there from the throw-in, but credit to Niamh Sheehy there in goals for Kilkenny. She has made a couple of saves, and she's kept the scoreline down a bit, so she'll be hoping to maybe try and keep out as many of them goals as she can in the second half.
Did concede 7 against Limerick, of course, but obviously life was difficult that day as well. So far it's 5. Kilkenny have conceded in this one. There's no doubt about the outcome of this game, but really it's about game management now from their point of view, and game management too from a point of view of Kilkenny. There's a high hopeful ball over the top. It will go wide on that far side, and that's a 9th wide in this encounter for the Down Girls playing at Park Ezra, where we at half time we've seen the Down under 14 All-Ireland winners introduced to the crowd as well, and getting an important photograph taken as well on their county ground. Ball breaks on that far side. Down on the offensive again. Referee is Sinead McHugh. The free kick taken quickly out this left hand side. Vivian McCormick, she lays it back, and the shot comes in there, and that one goes wide, and an early opportunity goes a bay for Ferris, and Down as the ball comes out this near side. Purcell trying to get underneath it there, but it's quickly moved up the park again. O'Higgins inside, an opportunity for McCormick, perhaps puts it through the top, shot, and it's easily turned to the net, and that's one of those harsh ones that well, the keeper in 2 minds really what to do, but eventually turned to the back of the net there.
Yeah, nice score off the outside a bit there from Natasha, but I think even some of the vision, some of the passing, it was a great little slip ball there in into Natasha as well. But yeah, it's
as we're saying, Grania, you know, in the first half, it was about really, you know, what all they can take really from this game is the quality of the passing.
Yeah, exactly, and trying to be clinical whenever they're getting those chances. You can see Down really putting pressure on the kickouts there. They've obviously got a plan that they're going with. There's Amy looks like a Kilkenny player there in the black jersey.
Absolutely, getting out there. I think Down actually went down to 14. I'm just looking there. I see Niamh Scullion has went off, but I don't know if anyone has come in. I'm just looking across there to see.
Oh, I think maybe Clara Mulvena. Maybe
right, there's somebody in there now. Yeah, just see her in there now. The kick out comes through the centre, and she does get an early touch in this one. We're number 29. Claire Mulvena.
Clara.
Clara Mulvena. I was looking to see, she always said sneaked on without me saying. I was watching the play on the far side as a long ball forward into some space, goes wide, and that's just their second wide in this contest. But you'd expect Down to make several changes through this second half.
Yeah, I would say so. I think there's a lot of girls there on the bench who'd be itching to get on and maybe make a stake for a place the next time.
The semi-final to come, of course. Ball through the centre, taken well there by Duffy. Plenty of running from her this afternoon, plenty of running from all the Down players, working the ball through the centre here once again. Lace layoff, an opportunity, shot comes in, and it has went over the bar, but goal chance potentially.
Yeah, goal chance, another good stop as well, but that's brilliant play coming up the field there from Down. And I know we've said the pressure maybe isn't the same intensity that they'll be expecting next week when they're playing Limerick, but there's some really nice play and support play there.
They'll be certainly happy with the way things have worked out so far as the ball goes out this right hand side, dropped in and dropped over the bar again by King, or by O'Higgins rather, and they'll be happy with the way things have worked out. But you'll be nearly assured now, as we said, a semi-final place is almost assured here.
Yeah, definitely, you would say so. And I'm not too sure how the Sligo Limerick game is going, but I think it Down against Limerick next week could maybe determine who's going to finish top of the group and who's going to finish second.
The positions really, yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, that's for sure. And it's important to get to top the group. It means you play a second in the other group. The ball out this left hand side, almost in the corner. Eventually is moved up the park to where the goalkeeper Amy McGivern has made a great run. Again, nice pass from her. Always opportunities from the Down players, but it's intercepted, an opportunity for them to get the ball up the park here. A goal would do wonders for their confidence, that's for sure, but the pass has really hit into nowhere. It's just the one player from Kilkenny over the halfway line, and it just means that there's no way of moving the ball up the park through the hands or anything. It's really route one for them, and it's certainly not working. Opportunity here for Ferris. She lays the ball off. A shot comes in, that's scuffed along the ground and goes out wide. Double figures and wides in this encounter for Down.
Yeah, so it sort of really looks the way Kilkenny are setting up there. It really looks just like damage limitation. They're sort of just trying to block out that scoring zone, and Down have plenty of free players in around everywhere inside the 45, and then Kilkenny just probably don't have the energy then to get out because they're all so far back.
And another change made by Down as well. We'll check on that in a moment as they go in the offensive here once again. Striding straight through the middle. And that is turned to the net by Vivian McCormick. She nets her third goal of the afternoon. And, well, there's no doubting the quality of the finishes today, that's for sure. And another goal put to the back of the net, and the kick out is an absolute poor one. An opportunity here for a seventh goal, slotted in but saved, and credit to the goalkeeper there, Niamh Sheehy, who redeemed herself. The ball came out, was a poor kick out and was almost put back to the net again, but the keeper done well.
Yeah, she did. She got a good touch on it to just steer it left to the post.
I did say 7, I meant 8th goal, of course, because they had just scored their 7th, and you certainly cannot complain about the way Down have performed this afternoon. They're creating opportunities and the passing has been good.
I think it was 7:21 you said that
7:21,
Limerick got last
yeah.
week, so
Maybe we'll want to match that perhaps.
yeah.
On the offensive here again. Goalkeepers continue to run as well out this near side. The free kick will be awarded to Down.
I think if you're on the Down bench there now, this is definitely a game that you're sitting behind the management wondering when are they ever going to turn around and give me the call. I'd say it's a game that all the girls really are wanting to get on and get a run out, especially if you're sitting in there as a forward.
But then of course when you forwards and the capability of this one young lady, Natasha Ferris, for one, who's able to pop balls over like that, well, it's hard to take a player like that off.
Yeah, definitely.
Whatever's happening. That's 7-16 to 4 points. and that is 4 goals and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points. Absolutely one-way traffic, and that one's turned in, and that one's over the bar as well.
Yeah, Aoife Kuhn, I think, popped that one over the bar. So it's probably maybe all the forward line and maybe the midfielders as well have got themselves on the scoreboard.
They're all among them anyway, that's for sure. Certainly all the forwards have scored. And this is very much about damage limitation from a Kilkenny point of view. As I said, they've everybody back behind the ball there, but the down running at them is causing them problems. So Higgins goes from distance, and that's a fine score from Higgins. Yeah, we had a perfect view of that one there. That is 7-18 now to 4 points, and you would expect more points to come in this one without doubt, or more scores for sure. Yeah. And we played only 10 minutes almost of this second half. Yeah. Referee might even consider blowing it up a wee bit early.
I know, you have to say from a Kilkenny point of view, it's going to be a long 20 minutes and down the home run here now.
And a long journey home after that.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, as opposed to motorway, it's not too bad really once you get down a bit, but certainly it's not pleasant viewing for anyone watching this one this afternoon.
I'd say they'll probably try and get down the road and forget about this one as quickly as they can.
But as we said, credit to them. They're fulfilling the fixture, and it would have been quite easy to say, sorry, we can't go, but they've turned up.
Yeah,
and it was quite sad to look at their team list at the start of the game and just see crosses and lines through every name, really, and that's very, very sad, I'd have to say.
Yeah.
No doubt about that, as they're on the far side now with Sarah Smith, and credit to every one of the players that are playing. They've given it all for the Cats. Yeah,
and as you say, a lot of them do look like it does look like a very young team that they have here. But obviously with underage girls and that coming forward, it's important that the senior team are there, so the underage girls have something to look up to as well. So it's good to see that they are still competing in the league and championship fixtures.
4 points on the board for that young lady with the ball now. Purcell, can she make it 5? It's going to drop in an opportunity for the full forward. That is Gillen. Gillen's effort is scurried wide off the uprights, but it was an opportunity for none the same.
Yeah, it was good defending there as well. I see Orla Boyle diving at that ball, that even though they went in so convincingly, that Down still don't want to concede any scores from play there.
Kick out through the centre. Well taken by Duhaney. Options on its near side, Eva Collins. Collins tries to put it through the hands of the midfielder there, Aoife Laverty. She got a really bit of a knock there in the process, but she managed to block the ball down, and down on the offensive again on that far side. Nice piece of play. Lovely ball inside there to 13, who's just on.
I think that's Emer Fitzpatrick there now.
Yeah.
Who's on.
And the ball goes in over the top, and Emer Fitzpatrick just was the start in this one.
Looks like Kate McKay has come on there, I think, on the other side of the field as well, but I'm not too sure who's gone off.
They've just been, I think they've been rolled on and rolled off. I think that's what Down are doing. There's no real announcements that we can hear on this far side, so we're just keeping an eye, and plenty of players warming up as well. But I suppose credit to Peter and Kifa, they are going to give players a run out, and an experienced management team, plenty of quality about this management team as well. Very much winners, Grania, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. Won at All-Ireland level already with Shane O'Neill's, and they've been in with this Down team before a few years ago, and I think girls were all delighted to have Peter and Kiva back in with them again this year.
Yeah, I've said it a few years ago in Gaelic Life how important Kiva was to the setup. An opportunity here, ball comes across, and well,
great save.
Sometimes you see a player, she just maybe should palm that in.
Yeah,
you see players, they always seem to want to catch the ball in front of goals. What would your opinion be, Graham? Would you just push it on in? If it come across, or would you try and
wasn't much of a goal scorer myself, to be honest with you, but yeah, probably it's maybe easier in hindsight whenever you're further away, and you can see that maybe she didn't have an awful lot of time to catch it and get it onto her foot. But to be fair, the keeper did very well and come out and blocked her down.
But you're still playing half back.
Half forward.
Oh, well, there you are. Slowly moving up the park. You can't go much further. Half forward, of course.
Half forward. I think it's Alicia Duffy and Neve King seem to have been withdrawn there for down.
Referee actually is calling it back. I thought she was going to give the 45 there. Instead, she had a word with her umpires there behind the goals. And it's going to be a free out.
I'm not too sure what she's
Yeah,
signaling. A free in, maybe?
Or is
Free
she
in.
given a penalty? She's
Penalty?
given a penalty. No, she didn't signal a penalty.
No.
Definitely not. But
Or else we missed it, maybe. I don't
no,
know.
I was
But
looking. No, well, this is a chance for Natasha to bag a fifth goal. And fine penalty it was.
a bit of a soccer background in Natasha as well, so she's good from the penalty spot.
I saw plenty of penalties last night at Croke Park, and sometimes you wonder that you just need someone who can hit those, and that's for sure. But Natasha Ferris makes no mistake. It's 8-18 now to 4 points. And I just wonder if the scoreboard, I don't think it goes to double figures, but it may have to. So it has to be so demoralising for Kilkenny. It has to be, but you know, they haven't stopped.
No, they really haven't. No, and there's really not too much more. You can it's very hard to. I'm sure as a management team, it's very hard for them to know what to say to these girls because you can't criticise the effort and the work rate that they've put in here today.
No, absolutely not. And you know, it's there's only so many superlatives you can use in a game like this, of course, as well. And Down aren't going to learn an awful lot from it. The fact that they're just racking up the scores here, and it's really much like a training game. They've hit that one wide. That will be a bit of a worry, though. There's some opportunities that have come their way, they haven't taken them, and maybe just not fluffed their lines, but just didn't bother really putting the boot through it there. So could have, you know, in a tighter game, you need to be scoring them.
Yeah, exactly. I think maybe in a game like today, they mightn't. Obviously, it won't have as much of an impact on it, but I'd say, as we said, I think Down probably won't take too much. They'll probably take the result out of this, and then straight away they'll be looking to the game against Limerick next week because it's a massive game, and I know that Limerick have a few very strong players as well, so that'll be a completely different ball game altogether.
Absolutely, it all depends, of course, on how the games go today. A victory for Limerick will more or less assure them certainty of progression along with Down, and would be a massive blow to Sligo, of course, who are former All-Ireland champions or former All-Ireland finalists, and that is goal number 9.
Well taken, and Seymour Fitzpatrick not too long on the field, so she'll be glad to get her name on the score sheet as well.
She'll be happy with that one, and well, it's this is probably one of the hardest games I've ever done as commentary. I don't know what you know. It's a tight one because it's just so difficult. You know, you can only give so much credit to the team, but again, they're flying.
You have to feel for them, and
you
think it's difficult to commentate on it. But imagine if you're out there trying to play. And
I think probably we've all been at some stage. We've all been in the side of a defeat. Maybe not as bad as this, but certainly we've been in some situations where games have been you've been beaten well, but this is hard. Has to be hard to take. But Amy McGivern continues the ball up the park on that far side, and Down trying to drive forward. They aren't taking their foot of the gas, that's for sure. Look at the run O'Higgins has made down this near side, and that's the sort of passing you want to see in any game. O'Higgins closing in now from the left hand side, dropping it in and dropping it over the bar, and that's another good score from her.
Yeah, exactly. And Down are being patient, and they're holding the wings. Amy's holding the space there, and then she's getting the ball in plenty of space, and it's easy to get it. Oh, there's another kick out that's dropping.
Kick out has dropped short, and this has been
very cheeky,
to the net.
A cheeky dink over the keeper's head.
And who was that?
Natasha Ferris.
Who else?
Yeah. It's number 6, is it?
Well, the scoreboard's stopped now, so there we are. That's 10-19 to 4 points. The referee has indicated bringing the ball back, and we've only played 19 minutes. 10-19 to 4 points, and the referee's going to have a word.
I think I remember back in.
She's not. Is she given another penalty? No, she's given a free out.
Or maybe I think.
It's not damage to the goalkeeper.
I think maybe this girl's going to take a
He was
kick out
just
for her.
waiting to see what was happening there because they all seemed to go dead for a split second.
With 14 players, the last thing they need now is an injury to their goalkeeper. And we said there before, Niamh has done a fantastic job in there. She has made a couple of great saves, particularly there in the second half. So,
well, absolutely. You know, that's the scenario in this game, and you know, she has conceded 10 goals, and the bulk of them have all been excellent goals.
Yeah,
you know, any goalkeeper would have trouble saving them.
Yeah, there have been. I suppose whenever a team has had the amount of possession that Down have had, there's going to be a lot of goal scoring opportunities. But as you say, some of them have been fantastic goals.
Well, the referee had a word with her umpires there. And Down putting the squeeze on the kick out here from the full back away to our left hand side. That's Eilish O'Neill. Goalkeeper is okay. Niamh Sheehy has recovered.
And you have to say, like, from a Down point of view, at inter-county level, like, teams are going to try and be ruthless. So that's why Down are keeping the squeeze on the kickouts, and they're going to try and knock on another couple of scores, you'd imagine.
It's really all you can do, I suppose, and you can only play whoever's in front of you. That's always the mantra. Ball on that far side. One of the younger looking players there gets it away. Nice ball over the top there to Furlong. Credit to them. They've worked hard as they try to get the ball out this near side. That's tough going. Purcell picks it up again, drops it in from distance, and that one has gone wide.
Yeah, they're still looking to tag on another couple of scores.
Kick out will come away to the right hand side from Amy McGivern, who's had absolutely nothing to do. Scored a point from play, which is something that we don't see very often in ladies football, that's for sure. Kick out's a good one. Takes the return pass and then wants to move it through the hands and takes the return pass again herself and then puts it through the middle. Look at the options. Look at the run again from O'Higgins down this near side. There's an opportunity for another goal here if it goes over the top. An excellent pass through, but it's almost well intercepted, and it is intercepted by Phelan, who done so well. And Purcell's made the run out this near side, looking for it again.
There's just so much space in that forward line, and it wouldn't be something that probably the Down girls have been used to in some of the games that they've been playing. Obviously been marked a lot tighter than that, but yeah, it's.
But the runs are very impressive, and there's absolutely nobody beside O'Higgins again, and she's constant down that right hand side, and could have a bag full of goals if she wanted because if the ball came that direction. She's always there, and again, there's no one near her at all. She's screaming for out this near side. Eventually, it will go back way so, and then the shot comes in from distance, and that is over the bar. And I think that was Malarkey, was it?
I'm not sure who
I can see who that was there. Just the glare of the jersey caused the problem. Was it Mulvina? I meant to say.
I don't think it was. I think Clara's still over here on this side.
So it's over the bar anyway. So
and I think there were any number Down had about
it
four.
certainly wasn't Ferris this time.
No,
definitely not.
But there were 4 or 5 girls in Down jerseys queuing up there that could have taken the score there. So it's a little bit too easy now at the minute. And I suppose 23 minutes gone. There's just a matter of seeing out the game now, really.
Well, it's the Ashes is on currently in London, and this is certainly a cricket score this afternoon. There's no doubt about that. The ball over the top again, but credit there to Kilkenny. Players back. Purcell wanted in there, but the pass isn't a good one. An opportunity now for Mulvina to cut inside, to cut away from the marker. Lays it across into the centre. Nice piece of interchange play. McCormick in there, and that one over the bar again.
Yeah, nice wee dummy there, and score for Viv.
10-21 to 4 points. Tells his own story in this one.
I've been on Down teams that have been the end of some very bad. I remember Donegal beat us one time in championship, and it probably was a score not unlike this score, but we were in the wrong end of it. So
But
suppose
it's how you come back from it,
Exactly.
though, isn't it? And how you take a defeat like this.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, obviously it has been a tough season for Kilkenny, but I know they've got they're working hard with underage teams they have coming through as well. So it's just important that they keep that going. Like you spoke about the down under 14 girls here, it's nice for them to be able to see the seniors put on a performance like this, and I know that they've got some phenomenal players in that under 14 team. So.
Versus away again, cutting inside, nice ball inside.
Great
and
score.
That is a goal there from Megan Doherty.
Yeah, added to her tally. I think that's maybe a goal in the point
Goal
now
and a
for,
point now for her.
for Megan. Yeah.
She'll be happy enough with that, the captain of this downside. No doubt has her eyes on bigger prizes at in a month's time or so at Croke Park. In the All-Ireland beckons for down this year. It'd be certainly very much a fancy side, wouldn't it, to be fair, Grania?
Yeah, they probably would. I suppose maybe it's their first year down in the junior championship. There are a couple of other very strong teams we know
There
that
is.
in junior, like you've Fermanagh and Limerick and London are going really well as
Yeah,
well. So
absolutely,
there's definitely teams there that have potential.
And I suppose that the thing is, so, you know, we've seen yo-yo teams in the past, and the one thing about Down is their determination is to get back up to intermediate and then push on, a bit
Yeah.
like Antrim have done.
yeah, for
Get
me,
out of junior and push on then.
exactly. Yeah, I suppose a lot of teams be looking at what Antrim have achieved when winning the junior, and then they're extremely competitive and doing really, really well in the intermediate now this year with Emma Kelly and Kyla Traynor in charge of them there.
No surprise with Kyla being there.
I know.
Very much a wonder.
Exactly, yeah. And Emma as well would have played against
Yeah.
Emma a lot for Antrim, so the two girls are doing really, really well.
Purcell's free. That's the first one that she's missed this afternoon. It's dropped short away to the right-hand side there for her. From her point of view, she'll be disappointed with that. Where certainly it's hard to pick a player of a match in a game like this here, but I suppose at the end of the day, you know, it's tough going.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I suppose you're particularly looking at the forward line and the midfield, I suppose, because they've had the lion's share of the possession of the ball, and girls putting their hands up and getting their names on the score sheet.
High ball in, dangerous ball again. Flashed across the face of goals, and the ball has went wide eventually, and well, it's not easy, that's for sure. It's to try and stop a downside that are very much rampant, very much in control. 27 minutes on the clock. Bergen's the player, incidentally, wearing number 18 in case she hasn't really been much in the play this afternoon, and Down are changing things around. Goalkeeper's been withdrawn, and Niamh Sheehy race is run. She's limping very badly away to that far side, and Kilkenny's woes just get worse.
Yeah, down to 13 players for the last couple of minutes, so I don't think they'll have maybe too many aspirations of getting any more scores at this stage. It's just trying to keep Down out now.
Well, they're on the offensive again, and the ruthlessness of Down, you'd have to say, has been impressive. And if you're going to win championships, you can't take your foot off the gas in any game, that's for sure.
Definitely, and they've got a competitive squad there as well. I think we saw from the Ulster final that it was a couple of girls who came in off the bench. Amy Higgins and Aisling Cole were the girls who got the goals that actually got them over the line. So they definitely have got a competitive panel there. So that's, I suppose, in games like this, girls don't want to take their foot off the gas because they want to be proven to the management that they're able to put in a shift for 60 minutes.
You'd be impressed, though, from what you've seen on the downside.
I have, yeah, definitely. I think even from the first game in the league, I went to see them playing against Kildare, and Kildare had a very convincing win that day. I don't know whether it was just because it was the first game of the season, but you've definitely seen a lot of improvement in Down as they've come along, and you can see it, the way that they're playing. They've definitely got a style of play, which is good to see.
Yeah, I genuinely would love to see them against tougher opposition to see how this game plan works, but certainly it seems to be working today as that one comes in from the left-hand side, is knocked away off the post and wide. An opportunity for another goal from Vivian, and it is knocked to the net, and that is 12-21 to 4 points. That's 57 points, incidentally.
It's, I suppose, as convincing a victory as you're
got
likely
the,
to see this
I got the
season.
calculator out there just to make sure, because they're not judging my own maths. I know you're a teacher and you'd be able to correct me, but
It's been a while since you've done your 3 times tables, I'd say.
Just a while, all right. Just a wee while. I'm just saying that my former school closed after 60 years this day 50 years ago. So
Oh, really?
I'm not going to say anything. But I did move to a new school after that, but it's just a wee bit of history. But times tables was something I didn't enjoy. I'm sure you can understand, but there's no doubting that Down know their numbers this afternoon, and what a comprehensive performance from them. You can't take that away from them.
No, and they're still hungry for more, still bombing up and down the field.
Up and down the field.
Oh,
And that's
no.
a bit of a worry. O'Higgins has pulled something as that one comes in from the left and does go over the bar. And O'Higgins has picked up a bit of a knock there.
I don't know. It's
I think it's cramp.
aye.
I think it's cramp. Don't think it's anything too serious.
Hopefully that's all that it is. She has difficulties with the hamstrings before, so hopefully that it'll be very disappointing for her if at this stage of the game, after such a good performance as well, that hopefully it's just a wee bit of cramp, as you say.
Yeah. And they're just having a wee bit of an assess with her there at this stage. But, well, the referee, I'm sure, will blow it up now. We're in the last minute of this game, and injury time or not, it's unfair to Kilkenny to continue the press, maybe. But again, we can't just say enough that they've worked hard, despite only having now the 13 players. They've worked tirelessly, tried to create something, tried to get scores on the board, and the Down physio happy enough there with O'Higgins. She's back up on her feet again.
Yeah, it's good to see.
4 points on the board for her. Ferris wants to finish with a score as well from distance, and she curls that one wide. That's 14 wides.
Yeah, I'd say Peter and Kiva maybe wouldn't be so happy with 14 wides, and in most other games you probably mightn't get away with it.
Absolutely not. Well, that's 12, 22 and 14 wides. And, well, not all scoreable, and I'd have to say there's one or two. Maybe it were wides that the ball went out the far side and we're never going to go to the scoreboard or go to the score, you go to the posts at all. But still hungry. O'Higgins wants to get in there for another opportunity for maybe a 13th goal in this contest. The scoreboard over to her right says 2:22, but it is, unfortunately, from a Kilkenny point of view, 12. And that is now 12:23. Ferris has been very good.
Yeah,
There's no doubt about it.
definitely. I think that's a very impressive personal tally, no matter what the opposition you're playing against is.
It's 59. 5 points. 4 points rather scored by Kilkenny in this one.
All scored in the first half too, I think.
And all scored by the one player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think maybe that shows you that breeze as well. I think Katie had a couple
Yeah.
of frees in the second half that maybe she wasn't able to convert. So I think maybe in here we don't realise the intensity
Yeah,
of
Nevin
the
above us here in the camera was saying breeze. He says it was like a hurricane at times, but he's held on well. He's a big fan of the Venga boys, he tells us. He's held on well, and congratulations to him for his work this afternoon, holding the camera as O'Higgins closes in and rattles that to the back of the net. But he's done well, no doubt about that. And O'Higgins, that's a goal and 4 for her. And that is 13:23. 62 points. And the referee looks at the watch but continues to play on. She's doing the additional time. Ball over the top. Another opportunity, a late opportunity here for another one. And it turned over the bar in these closing stages. And
Natasha Ferris again. There on that one.
who else? She's some game.
Yeah, definitely. She's a dangerous player. I think a lot of maybe teams that they've come up against have picked her out to be obviously massive scoring threat, and maybe with not having the numbers today, Kilkenny maybe haven't been able to counteract it.
Kick out from the replacement goalkeepers. The referee blows the final whistle. It's a one-sided affair, and you can only give credit to Kilkenny for turning up, fulfilling the fixture with 14 players. Down march on, and will certainly be a team that people will watch out for. Okay, they were playing a Kilkenny side that were never really in this contest today, but some of the passages of play from Down today was absolutely superb.
Yeah, absolutely, and some of the vision and the work rate, the support play, and just I suppose maybe that we know they had 14 wides, but the ruthlessness of them, even at the very finishing stages, they were all still going forward in numbers, so they probably won't take too much more from the game, but maybe other teams will stand up and look at putting up that sort of score line. Is very impressive.
You can't praise them highly enough in the work rate they've shown today. Kilkenny the same. You know, it has to be tough for them, but there you are. They've been beaten. What do you do after a defeat like that?
They stick together. You know, it's difficult, and obviously after last week's defeat, they haven't been able to gather up 15 players. But I think it's very important that they do stick together, try and get the girls back out again, because they have got one more game next week. Obviously they're playing the Sligo next week and their last game of the season, but it's important that they do stick together for next year as well.
Grania, thanks very much for coming along. I'm sorry we didn't have a big exciting game for you, but at the end of the day, Grania, and you were here and you witnessed, well, I would say a wee bit of history in terms of the scoreline. That's one of the biggest scorelines I've ever commentated on, anyway, for sure. In my, I'm not going to say long career, short no career. Thanks to Nevi on camera, Yvonne back in the studio, and Jamie back in the studio as well. And thanks to everybody here at Newry this afternoon. It's been a disappointing day for Kilkenny, but Down dominate this group section. They have now 2 from 2, 1 to go in that before they assure themselves of a semi-final spot. On the back of today's scoreline and on the back of today's quality performance, it's hard to say that Down will not be one of the fancied sides in the TG4 All-Ireland Junior Football Championship come the latter part of this year. It is finished here at Park Asner in Newry, 13 points to 23 to Kilkenny's 4 points. All over here as we say Slán.
A lot can happen in just 1 second. Winning goal, winning save, perfect tackle, clever flick, good call from the ref, great shout from the line. The county title, after 30 years, a long wait over, in just 1 second. It's a game of seconds. Glorious seconds. Genius in split seconds. They're great players. Just 1 second. The difference between a good decision and a bad one. A lost temper, frustrated shout, that gut reaction. We've all done it. And we're never proud. But we can do better. We all can. Sideline, dressing room, meeting room, all places of passion where split-second decisions are made. Good ones, bad ones, some days not so calm ones. It's instinct, we know, because we love it. We just don't think. But we have to. Of others, of our players, of our game. Think before we act.
Take a second, catch your breath. Collect yourself, don't regret. Take a second to make the right call for ladies Gaelic football.